This is a rabbit. Do you know what a rabbit eats? Anybody? Carrots and lettuce. And if there was no sun, there would be no carrots. And if there are no carrots, what would the rabbit eat? Nothing. So there could be no rabbits. And therefore we teach them that without the sun, there are no plants and there are no herbivores. And then we move on to carnivores. And what do carnivores eat? The herbivores. And if there was no sun, there's no plants, there's no herbivores, and there's no carnivores. So basically, is there life? Is there anything able to be sustained on this planet? No. So they're understanding the importance of the sun, at the same time understanding the interdependence of all of these things on each other. And here's my nephew learning about model fruits, and he's matching them to the pictures of fruit. Originally, we would always teach children with flashcards, right? Okay? Nothing like the real thing. Nothing like bringing the fruit to the classroom, feeling it, cutting it open, tasting it, looking at the seeds, feeling the skin, planting, doing some art and craft with the dried seeds, okay, for the children to get a true understanding of what something is, right? We said it, something has to go through our senses for us to truly understand it. So let's present it that way to children as well. Okay, that's some of my students working with the large pictures of fruit. And that's our leaf cabinet. You can see the different shapes of leaves. That's just one tray. We have them all at the end of the room. You can have a look. There are many different shapes. And here we're learning about life cycles. The life cycle of a seed. From there we go on to geography. Geography is one of the most wonderful ways to introduce children to different cultures and different countries. And children are very, very interested in this. More than you can imagine. Have you had that experience in your classrooms? Yes? Did you all do Indonesia this month? Yes. In school? Yes? I see that happens a lot. Because of the Independence Day, we introduce children to the country of Indonesia. We start in Montessori by introducing them to the globe. So they see the globe with all the continents. And then we introduce them to the maps and they learn the individual shapes and the names of each of these continents, starting with their own continent. We always start with what is known and then we move outward. Okay? Covering all the cultures that we have in our classroom. Even if it's just one child who's from Japan in a school full of many other children who are from, Indonesia, you will still make sure that you include that child's culture in your lessons, that child's country. We work with the continent and country boxes. This is an amazing piece of material. We have a box, a nice big box, okay, that has all these objects from either a continent or a country. So let's say we have a country box from, name me a country, anywhere. Sorry? India, did I hear? Is that it? Okay, let's say we have a box from India. That's easy. Okay. And we have the stamps, we have the currency, we have the flag, we have monuments of things like the Taj Mahal, the Qutub Minar, we have the Gateway of India, we have clothes, thank you, we have pictures of the festivals, we have different kinds of jewelry that they wear, we have some of their cooking utensils, we have their instruments. It's endless, whatever you can get your hands on. Pictures of the national animal, pictures of the national bird, flowers, if you can get models of those animals, even better. The idea is more concrete things, less pictures, alright? And we sit down and we present it together with the children as a sharing experience. The teacher takes out one thing at a time and tells the children, hey, guess what? Today we're going on a trip. Who wants to join me? We're going to India. And slowly you reveal all these treasures in this box that come from India to give the children the experience of another culture. And as they go through this, they see the similarities. What's similar between my life and someone's life in India when they see pictures of children wearing their clothes or at the festivals? Well, we do things like that. I've seen that animal. We have that here. And they understand that there's some kind of a connection. All right? Why are there so many problems? We fight with each other because we're always looking at the differences, right? When we can see the similarities, then it doesn't prove to be a problem anymore. So they see that connection. what are the things that are similar about us. We teach them about the flags of different countries. And they understand that this is a symbol that represents this country. And we don't just introduce and say, hey, guess what? You see the flags there, right? Yeah. We don't just say that this is a flag of Canada, because that's what I can see. But we go on to tell them what it symbolizes. Why is there this leaf-looking thing in the middle? We call it a maple leaf, because that's one of the trees, the national trees there. The color red signifies this. I don't know off the top of my head. And the color white stands for this. These are the important things to the people of Canada. And the children understand and value what is important to the people of Canada, just as they value what is important to their own nation. Okay, does that make sense? Yes. Am I talking too fast? Okay. If I am, just raise your hand and I'll slow down. Okay? We introduce them to animals of the world. We bring our puzzle map out, which you'll see tomorrow, for those of you who haven't, and they look at different animals and learn about the continents that they live on. Which ones live in my continent? Which ones live in other continents? Which ones are similar to both of our continents? Which ones are exclusive to others and we wouldn't find them in my continent? And then we take them to learning about what the earth is made up of. That the earth is made up of 3 elements. Do you know them? Land, air, water. And water. Okay? This is what our globe is made up of, our earth is. And the different kinds of land, features that we find. What would we find in the water? We would find boats and jet skis and fish. What would we find on the land? What would we find in the air? So they get a good understanding. And then we teach them about land and water forms. Islands and lakes, archipelago, system of lakes. And when I say that, I remember my children doing this in school. And they loved it. They made it out of Play-Doh. They would color it. They would come and name them all to me. Till today, my sons know all the names of the land and water forms because they did it in the early years. Okay? And when we go somewhere and we talk about the place we're going to, and they'll say, oh, that's a lake, and that's an archipelago, and this is an island we're going to. It's so deeply ingrained in there. And they show this understanding of a new country they're going to, even though they don't know much about it yet. We also have, we do astronomy when we do the solar system. We learn about the layers of the earth. We'll see a picture of that. And the structure of a volcano. We actually put the volcano together. We make the eruption. Lots of you have done that, right? Yes, it's fun. How much do the children love that? How many times do you have to repeat it? Over and over. They want to see that eruption. Over and over again. They have such a good time. And it gives them an understanding of what this earth is made up of, what kind of things happen here, right? What's going on. Okay, those are the puzzle maps, right? And learning about the flag. That's one of our students who did a country box presentation for the class. And she happened to have the whole get-up of the Dutch attire, and she wore it, and she had all these beautiful things from Holland. I can't tell you. We've had South Africa, we've had Scotland, we've had the Netherlands, we've had so many places, Japan, and every time it happens, the students, forget about children, okay, during training sessions and they do this, forget about the children getting excited. The ladies in the classroom or the gentlemen in the classroom are so excited and they're waiting for it to be over so they can take pictures and touch and ask questions. So how much more excited would children be to learn about a country? And here we have animals of the world. Okay, this is animals of Asia. That's why they're mounted on that card. And these are the 3 elements, grouping things by land, air, and water. These are the land and water forms. So after we do it in a concrete way, then we show them actual pictures of land and water forms, and they have to match it to the picture that the sandpaper picture that they've made. And that's a model of the structure of the earth that a little girl has made, the different layers of the earth through plasticine, Play-Doh, and then once she builds the layers, she starts with the core, the inner core, and the outer core. And then she finishes, when she reaches the crust, then we help her to cut it open, and she sees exactly what we're talking about when we say the earth has different layers. Did anybody teach you like that? No, we just looked at pictures, right? And then we had to memorize the names of the layers. That's about it, yeah? And that's building a volcano. Alright, and then we come to history. Everybody thinks, why do children in preschool have to learn history? I understand science, but history, isn't that a bit too much? When we talk to children about time, and we say to them, they'll ask you, what time can we have snack? And you'll tell them 5 minutes. They have no concept of what you mean. It means nothing. You tell them 5 minutes, they have no idea. 2 minutes later, they'll come to you and they'll say, what time can we have snack? That's because they're not from Montessori. When they're from Montessori, we introduce them to the concept of time. We teach them about the passage of time through activities. This is a minute timer. You know those timers you have in a game? Right? This is a minute timer. And I'm going to flip it over. It's for 1 minute. We're going to jump for 1 minute. If I make you jump for 1 minute, it's going to seem like 1 minute. You're really going to understand what 1 minute is. And so then they finally start to understand, and we bring their attention to the clock. We teach them how to tell time. We introduce them to timelines. What happens at different times of the day? We start at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then what do? We have our breakfast, we come to school, at 12 o'clock we have lunch, 1 o'clock we go home, at 3 o'clock we play, so they understand what happens in a day, the timeline of the day. We also introduce them to the ages through concrete material, through mathematical material, about how old am I? We have beads. Do you guys know the golden beads? Many of you? Yeah. So we introduce them to ages with the golden beads. My age is 4. I wish. 4 little beads there. And my father is 40. So he has 40 beads. 4 10-bead bars. So they can compare and see, okay, this is me and that's him. And they understand about time and age. We introduce them to the birthday game. How many people love the birthday game? Best way ever to celebrate a birthday is the Montessori way. I've never seen, I can't tell you how many times I've seen parents moved to tears, coming to school and thinking, coming to celebrate my child's birthday in school, we're going to cut a cake, sing a song and go home. But when we do the birthday game and the child holds the earth, and we explain to them as they walk around the sun that this is how long you've been on this planet. And we show them pictures of every year as they are growing. That's what you looked like when you were 1. That's what you could do. And now you're 5. This is what you look like. You have been on this planet. The earth has gone round the sun 5 times since you've been here. That's how long. And this is what you look like now. And this is what you can do. It gives them a true understanding. Okay? And then we do calendars with them, which we do generally in school. And of course, then we come to the creation of the earth, the prehistoric timeline, which I mentioned right in the beginning, which is how this earth was created and how man came to be. That's the birthday game. You can see the boy is walking around the sun, holding the globe. And that's my students with the prehistoric timeline. They have the objects and the pictures of all the different eras, which many people don't know. Every time we do it, students are struggling to remember the names of all the eras. But if you've done it the Montessori way, you don't forget. It stays with you because you've done it in the years. Even music, when we do music activities, it gives us a chance to expose children to different countries and different cultures. Through dance that we can do with them, we can do traditional dance of our own country, of different countries. We can introduce them to the different instruments that we find in countries. It's not, the world has become very small now. It's easy to gain access to many, many things and teach children real items, not just pictures. Matching the instruments of a country to the colors of their continent. And using terminology cards to introduce children to different musicians from different eras, to different artists and their work. And this helps children to adapt to their society. It also helps them experience different music. We do different kinds of games with children. We play music in our classroom. Do any of you play music during Montessori time at a low level? You can play music from different countries as well. Any kind of music is good as long as it's not dirty, okay? As long as it's something that's soothing. It can be from a different culture. It's a good way to expose children, okay? And give them the experience of traveling around the globe while actually staying in their own classroom. Apart from culture, we teach children about the interdependence, about different countries, different cultures, through all the areas. In practical life, one of the things that we do, one of the things that she felt was very important was care of pets. Do any of you have pets in school? In your classrooms? It used to be very common, and then it started dying down after the bird flu event. But you know what? Rabbits are fine. Hamsters, guinea pigs, fish. Okay? Why? What do you think the benefits are for children having pets in the classroom? They learn about caring, right? You care for other creatures. You have to look after that creature. I have to feed him. I have to groom him. I have to love him, right? It brings about a very nurturing side. Have you seen that in children? How they are around pets? They become nurturers. They become very loving and warm to the pets, right? So you want to help them develop that. And having pets is a great way. It's a good way for them to also understand, again, the interdependence between us and them. Having opportunities, like I said, even if you don't have a garden, you can have indoor plants, right? You can have plants in your classroom and the children can be given turns to water those plants. You can have small gardens where the children can do gardening, okay? Simple gardening activities. This is again an indoor classroom where they have matted the floor with plastic grass and the children can water, okay? And he's only 18 months over there. And of course you can have cut flowers for the children to arrange, okay? Where the children can come and make flower arrangements in a vase, and they appreciate beauty and they appreciate nature, okay? It makes them, the minute you're in a garden, think about yourself. Who likes the beach? Yeah? The beach? Anybody? You go to the beach, you watch the ocean, what happens to you? You become relaxed, you feel calm. Everybody says that, I just need to calm down, I wish I could go to Bali, right? The whole feel of the island, as soon as you get there, it's like, oh, I'm so chilled out, right? So this is what happens when you commune with nature. And if we have children communing with nature, what happens to the aggression? Is there aggression as such, right? Is that hyperactivity kind of feeling there? You become calm, it's just